literally physically be close enough to go check on things. And oh man, I want to say it was 02 or 03, and they're off and running already in Afghanistan. And uh, then all the contracting stuff starts happening. And I see guys coming through DC and they know I'm in DC. And they're saying, hey, man, we got this contract. We're going to go do this, that, and the other thing. And I was a little reluctant on doing that at first because it's one of those things. It was one, I was really unknown. I didn't know who I was going to be working with. And I said, well, all I want to do, I don't want to work with anybody. I just want to work with guys that I know or have some sort of similar backgrounds. And if I don't know names, then usually you know names of people. And in the community, it's small, so you typically know or hear about certain people. And the first one that I heard about was Triple Canopy, and it was all unit guys and dev grew, and I was like, "Yep, I'll do it." And that's when I jumped back on the bandwagon and did the whole now Iraq is now started, and that was so on the beginning of Iraq, late 03 and 04. That's when I jumped on that bandwagon and got back into it.
When you're contracting for Triple Canopy, this is before your CIA days, correct?
Yep.
So what is and I'm fascinated by the entire contractor phenomenon of the GWAT, but what was your job as a contractor in Iraq in that time period?
Yeah. So for Triple Canopy, I was a team leader or program manager for a site. So in every site, you're going to have X number of Americans in the critical areas, and then we're training locals to absorb all the rest of the stuff, all the we call them window lickers, right? The guys in the back of the vehicle ready to shoot somebody. Um, Site security, all those kind of folks. We're going to train all those folks. We're going to recruit them, vet them, pay them, train them, and then put them to work on, base security or whatever. And then some of them on protection details for their own people. And so that's what we were doing. So when I first got there, I wasn't on a specific site. So I'm in Baghdad, and we're just waiting for things to grow, and the coalition provisional authority is kind of starting to spread out. So we're waiting on those folks to do that. And while we do that, we're all, me and a bunch of other guys, we're running around Iraq, doing site surveys for places that we might end up having contracts, and running up and down Route Irish to Baghdad International Airport at the time, which was I say it's fun because I didn't get shot at and blown up like a lot of other people did, but that was exciting, I guess to say the least, to go up and down that road during those times.
I'm unfamiliar with you call it the Irish Road?
Route Irish.
Route Irish. I'm completely
Yeah,
unfamiliar with this. What is this?
it is the main road between what was the Green Zone and where the presidential palace area was, to Baghdad International Airport. So um, it's a pretty big road. So it's like an interstate wide road, and it's the main road that goes to and from the airport and the presidential palace area, which is then now the green zone. But that's where everybody got hit on that road, because that was the main road between your support structure in the airport where everything's landing to get to uh, the green zone. So there was only one road, and that was it. And people were getting ambushed there all the time. Um, Anything from somebody on an overpass throwing grenades down on cars while they're passed, to actual ambushes, rockets, small arms fire, machine gun fire, and stuff like that. They hit everybody on that road. I know the Army was patrolling in that area a lot just to try to keep it somewhat tame, but that was identified, and I don't know where they said it, but they said it was the most dangerous road in the world at the time. And but what can you do? You got to go get stuff, right?
Absolutely. Well, I'm curious now because you're talking about dropping grenades, ambushes. You know, the military has its defined set rules of engagement. They're, that are run by the military. but you're a contractor. So if I'm going to throw you a situation, you tell me what the rules of engagement would be. You're driving down this road. You see some guys up on an overpass. They look like they might got AKs slung under a vest or something, and they're watching you come up. Maybe they're on a cell phone, maybe they're on a radio.
Yeah.
Do you got to wait for those guys to open fire on you? Or if you have reason to believe they have malicious intent, can you shoot first?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because they're TTPs, they're techniques, tactics, and practice, right? That's what they did. So if we saw somebody doing that or in a position that looked like they were doing it, yeah, you can actually, yeah, it was a wild, wild west back then. Uh yeah, if you thought that's what they were doing, you could take the shot. Um, but from an armored vehicle, that's, I mean, oh, well, an unarmored vehicle, we're all in soft skin vehicles. And so to try to hit something while you're moving as fast as you could, we were we were hauling ass. Um, that would be difficult, right? So they actually got smart at that, and they did it if you're traveling down one side of the road, and they would wait for you on the overpass on the other side where you didn't see them.
Gotcha.
So they'd know you're coming, and then just time it to where they started throwing grenades off the overpass. And so what we ended up doing, it was kind of so every underpass or every overpass we went under, we'd enter on one side, right? Like on one side of the road, and then while we're on the overpass, take a left-hand turn almost and steer to the left a little bit. So if they drop something, that it would, it's in the next lane. But yeah, that's why we're down this road zigzagging, and over time, rubbled cars are on the road, so those become obstacles, and you're just zigzagging all these burnt cars and everything. The army used to go down there and clear them out every once in a while. They used to get hit in that area. They patrolled those neighborhoods alongside the roads. I mean, it was pretty bad. Um, we brought back a generator once, and that's all we were going to do. We're not going to protect the generator. We're there for the people who are driving the truck, which is our guys. And they a truck and a trailer that only goes so fast, so we stayed back from it because they're the bullet magnet, and we're just going to be there in case something happens. We can maneuver on the whoever was attacking them. And we made it. They drove, and we made it. Heard some gunfire, and we didn't know. Okay, that's it. There's no ambush. There's no big thing going on. We got back to the green zone, got to our where we were staying, and saw all kinds of bullet holes, new bullet holes in the generator. And so they were so far apart, and we were within what we considered small arms fire. But so we heard the gunshots, but we couldn't tell, if they got hit or not. And when they picked up speed as much as they could, that's obviously when they were getting shot at. And yeah, we didn't see exactly where we were coming from. There's a neighborhood that was like there's a huge, I don't know, shoulder, but till you get to the neighborhood, there's a pretty decent like 50 yards maybe of just dirt, like a shoulder worth of area that they can be in the neighborhood somewhere from a building. You would never see them. They just start shooting from that building. And a lot of times they were just in their homes and they say, hey, there's somebody on the road, and let's shoot at them. Um, So yeah, that was kind of the sign of the times then. Just hit the gas and keep going. Don't stop till you get to one side or the other.
I love your tactics of we're just going to change lanes under the that's so simple but so smart. I guess that's what maybe they teach you that in the unit or something.